So let's talk toy collecting in the new normal. In light of the pandemic that's going around in the entire world, there is now a new normal where new sanitation, new health standards are in place to protect all of us. So, what do you do? How do you keep toy collecting? How do you keep doing about your hobby in this new normal? Okay, I have about 7 different suggestions that you might want to consider. So let's get right to it. Okay, number 1, exhaust all possible options for shipping and non-contact sales. I know it's hard. I personally am not fond of shipping when selling my toys or when buying my toys, but given this new normal, this new situation, we'll have to resort to doing things online and in a non-contact, non-physical contact way. So just try your best, do your best, and make sure you try and go to trusted sources, trusted stores, ones that have good ratings as much as possible, and then just go for it. Okay, number 2, when hunting, do it if you have to go out, leave the house, do it together with your supply run so that you limit your trips. I personally have a 1 trip a day rule. So if in this new normal, if you have to go out of the house, just try and do it once a day and do everything in that trip. Try to plan it, strategize so that you have an efficient supply run together with your toy hunt trip. Only if you have to leave the house. Number 3, identify times with the least amount of customers if you have to go to a physical store, like for a grocery store or for a toy shop. Is it best to go there in the mornings or lunchtime or near closing time? Identify the times where most likely there'll be the least amount of customers to protect yourself from more contact with other people. Number 4, make a list. I know it's kind of tedious to do it and cumbersome, but a list is very important because sometimes, you know, when you commit everything to memory and you say, oh, I'll just remember it, I don't need the list. When you're actually there in the store, there's a lot of things to buy and sometimes your mind wanders off and it's so easy for you to forget about things. Whereas if you have a list, it's a little old school, but it'll help you if you do your shopping, do your hunting, and to limit only what you need to buy. You put that together with your supplies list. So you got a supplies list and you got a toy list. Just narrow it down to what you really think you can get on this trip, and then stick to that list as much as possible so you don't overspend and you don't buy stuff that you don't really need. Okay, number 5, make a plan for your route or trip. Limit your stops and stick to your plan. I think that's about self-explanatory. Just strategize, and then as much as possible try to get everything in one stop, and then stick to that plan. Don't deviate. Don't, like, if you hear that, oh, there's something released or there's a new case dropped in this particular store that's way out of your route, try not to go and not to succumb to that impulse and just deviate from your plan. Okay, number 6, handling items. Okay, I know this is a respiratory disease, and normally the virus will not live on cardboard, on metal, on plastic, or anything like that after a few hours. So if you feel that if you sanitize the product, it'll ruin the product because of the chemicals or water damage or alcohol, whatever, you can just leave it out for a day or for a few hours, even for a few hours. After 6 hours, in a temperature that is above 26 degrees, about 28 degrees and above, 26 degrees and above, the virus cannot survive for a little more than a couple of hours, and it should be good to go. But if it's been sitting out there for a couple of hours above 26 degrees centigrade, you should be fine. And number 7, I think probably this is the most important tip I can think of. Do not take anything for granted. If there's one thing I learned from this pandemic, is the little things that we enjoy, like a cup of coffee in a coffee shop, meeting friends, buying any kind of food you want at any time of the day, going out for a stroll. These are the simple things in life that we took for granted months ago. Now we can't do them anymore. So if there's one thing I learned, don't take anything for granted. The same way I treat everybody who watches my video, the friends I've made through doing these reviews, through the toy collecting hobby, the friends I've made here, don't take anything for granted, because you'll only realize how valuable something is once you lose it, and once you can't do it anymore. So with whatever you have, you find a toy, you find an open toy store that's open and selling to customers. I mean, don't complain too much about it. Just be grateful that you have a toy store open, that there's still a mall that's running, there's a McDonald's nearby, or a Jollibee nearby, or, fast food that's able to deliver to your place. Things aren't here forever, much like these toys. And you see things in life that come and go. And it's best if you don't take anything for granted and be very, very grateful for what you have. All right, with that, I'd like to thank everybody for joining me in this discussion. I wanted to get a consensus. If you're still watching this video, I'd like your consensus about these Let's Talk videos. I know I've been getting a lot of positive feedback, but the YouTube statistics that I've been getting seem to indicate that subscribers and visitors to the channel are not particularly interested in these kinds of videos. Interest is very low based on YouTube statistics, and I'd like you guys to tell me if I should continue doing these kinds of videos. Please let me know in the comment section below if you think I should go through it, or you think I should just do this like once a month, or I should do it once a week, continue doing it once a week, or just do it like once a year or something like that. And second, I wanted to know the topics that you guys are interested with, that you want me to talk about in these Let's Talk videos. If there's anything topic that's related to toy collecting or to this hobby or anything like that you feel is a good discussion for these kinds of videos, please let me know in the comment section below. All comments, all suggestions, I'm very grateful for those. I'll take those into consideration. All right. So with that, thank you once again. Leave a comment if you can. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. If it's your first time on this channel, please subscribe. This has been my discussion on toy collecting during the new normal. Thanks for watching.